So yeah, ours is the poetic and therefore the singing civilization par excellence. There's just more of it in our cultures, and it occupies more of the traditional believer's day than it does in other cultures. Even the Celtic fringe of these islands, I don't think they can match just the amount of inshed that goes on in traditional Muslim countries. And it's a barometer of the health of the ummah, to the extent that our spirits are high because we love Allah and His Messenger. We want to sing, we want to recite, we want to express ourselves joyfully. That's a sign of strong iman. But to the extent that we are pinched, intimidated, beset, find the modern world perhaps claustrophobic, these things tend to shrink a little bit and we find it harder. And that's a disaster, because the therapeutic effect of recitation, of memorization, of singing, particularly collective singing, are very well known in the medical profession. So music therapy is a practice that's well established in the British National Health Service. Whether it uses instruments or not is not the point, the human voice being really sufficient, the most beautiful instrument. So, alhamdulillah, we have this, and now it's going into English and other European languages, which is the next point in which this sort of outward ripple of the prophetic pure water has reached. And we find that, with the beginning of Islam in England in the 19th century, Abdal, Yahya Parkinson, Ubaidullah Cunliffe, and many others were expressing themselves poetically. And we know from the story of the first mosque in England, in Liverpool, in the 1880s and 1890s, that singing was an important thing, not just for them, but also to attract others to Islam, because one of the beauties of beauty is that it melts hearts. A poem is more effective in winning over a heart than something that is just expressed in prose, because human beings naturally inclined to beauty. Beauty points towards truth, perfection, divine. So alhamdulillah, we have this enormously rich heritage, and it's continuing to this day, even in remote outposts in the United States and elsewhere, far from the traditional heartlands of Islam. This is the vibrancy of the religion. So alhamdulillah, may Allah open our hearts to this great sunnah, to this great tradition, and help us to produce great performers, great artists, great writers, great lyricists, who are worthy of this amazing and incomparable and world-leading literary civilization, which is the civilization of Islam.